Welcome to the Golden Feather. Grab a pint, a plate, and take your seats. Your hosts Virtek and Chibi Bree are back from their latest adventures.
Can you guys hear me now? I didn't realize this was tied to voice meter. Sorry. Hello, everybody. Let's try this again. We're back with Makinoji. How are you, Maki?
I'm great. Thank you for having me again.
No problem. It's been a while, and you are the wonderful person who made our intro that we had. If you guys don't know, Makinoji made awesome visual of him riding through a horse in APOC. I'm gonna go ahead and slap that video right up there. And it's serene, actually. I like it. It was a good countdown video to have. It was just like, you know, adventuring through APOC. Do I have your permission to use that more often as like a little adventure through APOC kind of thing?
Yeah, anything.
Awesome.
Anything I do, you guys are more than welcome to.
Perfect, and I'll make sure to tag like Makinoji on there somewhere. Probably put like your name in like the little corner thing. But you got Fan Art Friday. That's exciting.
Yeah, like I still can't believe they tagged me in that. I'm like, wait, they do.
It's alright. You're riding your pony. Everybody likes a little horse ride. Actually, you know what? I don't know too many people who actually take the time to just hop on a horse and go places in the BR. They kind of just do that acrobatic jump everywhere.
Yeah, no, like that's me. Just especially with the new way that they have it where you can right click and then like dash with the weapon, like certain weapons. Like no, that's just me. I put on a pair of those flash boots, I think they're called.
Blink
boots, and then I just kind of like choom 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 and then blink.
Yeah, the horses, that's the one thing that I don't like about it necessarily, but I mean also it just, to me it takes a little bit to get on the horse and then you got to go somewhere, and then when you get off it takes a minute to get your bearings to be able to move the way you want to move. And
at least you don't have to kill the horses anymore for their potions. I was like, ooh, horsey, and then I was like, how do I get the horse potion? And then it's like slaughter, and I'm like, oh, that's
you
not
win
what
a horse. You win a horse.
Yay, a horse potion.
Tame the wild beast.
I really wish though we could. Okay, I'm gonna sound kind of morbid here.
Liquefied
I
horse.
wish we could kill like the horses. We could kill the little.
You know what? You
those
can't.
roly poly thingies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The quarriers.
Quarriers, yeah. I mean, you can't get much more morbid than a dungeon full of children.
Yes.
Fair point.
Fair point.
Still want that though.
Hashtag liquefied horse. Just like take a picture of a horse and then take a picture of the same pasture and just put like a bottle of like liquid, like with, I don't know, some color in it, like maybe purple, and then put like horse on the bottle. Like liquefied horse. There you go. That's the old school way of getting a horse, guys.
What if we had a horse launcher?
Ooh.
Horse launcher.
This is like a potion launcher, but like you potion launch the horse.
Yeah, and the horse just flies out at people.
I mean, it's one way to siege a castle.
That'd be awesome.
That would be an interesting castle siege. Like, what happens is like the potion hit the ground and like splatters, and then a horse just like smoke and everything, you know.
Yeah.
But,
it would have provisions though, like.
True.
Yeah,
plenty of
fair
horse.
enough.
You could like stock up on horse potions.
Yeah.
Terrible people. I tell you. But,
resourceful.
Yeah, so speaking of random videos being made, I'm trying to escape horse slaughter now.
Morbid topic. Happy Spoopy time.
Your Tales from the Ash video, which BTW, everybody's right there. Oh, first. Oh wow, I got a #1 by my name now. Yay!
Yay! What are you first for?
Yeah, I don't even know.
Oh, you're the first founder. Congratulations for founding our channel.
All right.
Woot.
But yeah, for anybody watching, it's actually a nifty little video with a collection of some of the spoken lore from the early part of the game, like what's currently going on in APOC. It was actually pretty neat. To be honest, I didn't even know that stuff was out there in writing until you made the video.
Really? wow.
Yeah, I have. I love lore, but I hate it being released in such small bits. So I'm kind of hesitant to go out and read any of it because we got that one blog post that was about what the daughter like leaving town or whatever, and then like everyone getting smashed by the
Delia's Diary.
Yeah. That one.
Oh yeah, that one.
That one I read, and I thought more was coming right after, and then it really trickled out like a sentence here or there, and I got kind of sad, and so I just stopped looking. Someday I'm going to read it all at once.
It's really interesting, actually. Yeah, I love lore, so that's one of the first things I gravitate towards, no matter where we're at or what.
Speaking of lore,
I'm
gonna kind of bring this up. Like I've already looked myself, I couldn't find anything, and I might be getting a little ahead in the notes, but this just ends up tying together really well. In case you guys aren't aware, there are a couple of keys out there that you can find and or get. One of them is from the Ashes Wiki, and when I was looking through trying to find one of those keys, they have a lot of lore blogs on their website. So if you want a central place to go find some lore, there's like little screenshots, and like they always do a reference to like the image or the video or podcast, etc. So there was a lot of lore there that I didn't know was out there, and like it was like week by week, and it was like there's apocalypse lore too, and I was like, wow, didn't even realize this was in existence.
Yeah, definitely give those guys some traffic. Lex especially does a whole lot of work with it. They have a whole lot of stuff. Like that's probably where I'll end up going when I do decide to read up on all the lore all at once, is just stop right there and read everything in one block, and then see all the creative stuff people have done with it, like Makinoji making the videos that you do. But
side note for the wiki, going through the actual game lore in Apocalypse and then reading the wiki lore that they have there's some misquotes. So I would recommend reading the Ashes quest log first and then getting the other stories from the wiki.
Okay.
Some minor discrepancies, but it's they'll fix it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
They're usually pretty on top of it, you know. But the catch is with the key that the Ashes of Creation.wiki have, you have to be logged in to find it. So.
Yes. So,
yeah. I don't think our bot is necessarily working at the moment because I see that we have a few followers. Thank you guys for following.
Yeah, I'll go get it up.
Yeah, because I just pulled it up and it was like announcing stuff, but it's having issues connecting. Oh, so many followers. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. We appreciate that. Want to make sure that this is up to date and properly working for you guys as well. Hi, Z. Welcome in. So we have a lot to cover because we are doing kind of every other weekend right now. We're trying to kind of measure the amount of things that are coming out, but as a community-based podcast, we want to make sure that we're covering a lot more things that are happening in the community. There's other places like Ashes Post and things like that who cover more of the technical side of things, like bug updates and like change logs, things like that. We want to cover the silly, the ridiculous, the awesome, the glorious, you know, that moment when you try to blow up somebody with a potion launcher but then end up failing at it and diving off a cliff on accident and killing yourself, you know. Things like that. That's a total Chibi Bree thing. Like, I would totally accidentally do that.
Well, that's gonna take a little bit of effort. Just so you know, I'm gonna be a few minutes on this.
That's quite all right. But yeah, so I will go ahead and pick the next topic, and we'll just get talking. So, Makinoji, let's talk about you for a second. Are you doing? Sounds like art. Thank you. Are you doing any new videos? I saw that you had taken a moment to, you know, fix things. There like been a computer issue and like you stepped away for a moment to kind of center yourself and come back. Is there anything new you're working on? Is there anything you're picking up?
Yes. So I've don't know if anybody else watches Sim. I can't say his name. Simmer.
Seymour?
Yeah. If you watch his podcast, I was actually on there last week.
Oh, nice.
And I kind of touched on what was going on. So I did have some personal issues. I had a lot of friends of mine pass away. So that was a really dark moment that I stepped away from creating. And I kind of just, when things like that happen, you kind of
it's just
like
hard.
shut down.
Yeah.
So yeah, that ended up happening to me. So 2019 in the beginning, it was not a good start. So yeah, I did come back right in time for APOC actually.
Yes.
So I've been doing trying to get the music back up. Started this Tales from the Ash series that I want to keep doing like every other week. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm just delving into the lore of APOC and Ashes and the universe itself. I'm still trying to get more lore out of Jeff or Steven, because
it's always like that little bit of like lore please.
Yeah. So I did reach out to Jeff, and if you saw my latest video for the Tales from the Ash, I did put a little disclaimer there about Intrepid Studios lore statement. So I got this statement from Jeff himself. I don't know if you want me to read it for you or.
Oh, go for it. Yeah.
Okay, by the way, I read horribly, so he basically just wrote back to me and said, to put it simply, these stories are canon. However, do keep in mind that they are canonically just stories. They are being told by a unnamed and unknown narrator. How this narrator collected these stories and how well they correspond to what actually happened during the time of the apocalypse are unable to be verified. Some are likely to be true with a capital T, and others are certainly true only in the narrator's imagination. The narrator presents us with a story that have no witnesses who could have put the events into historical record. But there are also stories that have the weight of many supporting documents. One thing is sure though, he captures what must have been the essence of the apocalypse, what the population faced with seemingly impossible but inevitable doom, who would feel and experience those events, and what a population would do to survive. Then he ended it with, hope that helps paint a better picture. So basically,
it paints a better picture, but it's also like, tell me more.
Right. So to sum it up, if anyone's familiar with the unreliable narrator, that's basically what he said in that whole.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like
whoever's unfamiliar with even the term unreliable narrator, it's kind of like the discussion of, I'm not going to do spoilers, but the same with the with some movies out there where you follow through to the end, like Fight Club, for instance, and you get to the end and you realize some things were just a little bit different than somebody was talking about.
Yeah.
Right. Or have you seen Joker?
Yeah, right.
I was gonna say that one too, but it's there's definitely some things where people are discussing the possibility that there's an unreliable narrator. They're telling things that they remember, but they're remembering them a little bit differently than they actually happened.
Right.
That's what makes stories. That's how civilizations have evolved through storytelling. Passing on a story from one person to the other, and it changes, and that's what makes lore and any type of story very interesting to read in the first place.
Yeah, it's kind of like that whole idea of hi theater, welcome in. It's kind of that whole idea of like when you go and visit another culture and they have like these stories that have been passed down through the generations, it's just like that whole idea behind it. I think it's really,
like
really nifty. Yeah, exactly.
Mythology, all of mythology, basically.
Right.
Religion. We won't go into that, but yeah.
Yeah.
How that's stereotypical, like the grandparents telling stories about walking uphill both ways to school.
Right.
Yeah, my grandma used to tell me that all the time. Oh, you have shoes, but I didn't have any shoes growing up. I had to walk through snow, and then I'm like, did you really though?
It was once. It was once.
Right. Yeah, but I think that's why we keep coming back to these stories, keep coming back to MMO lore, I guess, or any lore in general. It's these stories, and then you take those stories and then you can RP.
Right.
It makes the world feel lived in, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I like that because what Intrepid is trying to do overall is they are trying to create more of a cohesive, like, environment that you feel inclusive in. And that's why they don't want to do things like extra large swords for a smaller person. Like, it doesn't seem realistic, and they want you to be able to feel like you are actually in the game.
Right.
Or, normal sized swords for short people.
Yeah. But
oversized swords are nice.
True.
Like, I'm used to Asian RPGs where I'm like this lolly with this huge hammer, or
Oh yeah. Like even Cloud.
Final Fantasy.
yeah.
Just look at Cloud. That must be like a 200-pound sword. Just 200 pounds of steel.
Yeah. But I mean,
look how buff he is though too. Just saying.
He looks buff for like a high school senior. Like he's still a small guy. He's still a small guy. Like high school junior even. Okay,
so I'm gonna pop off a couple of these just as like announcements with some links. I think Virtek will be able to help me. The first one is Castle Sieges. They're incoming. We don't know exactly the date, but there's a good chance of release before the end of the year. From the sources from the October 2nd live stream with Steven from Ashes Wiki we got. Right, hurry up. Castle Siege, hurry up.
Almost there. And hey, I just gotta say, he keeps saying very likely before the end of the year, etc., and like as long as they get it out by the end of this month or maybe the beginning of next, my prediction will still be fairly accurate. If it's by the end of the year, I don't even care if my prediction was accurate. It'll actually be released. So
right. Another one, Alpha 1, very likely released before Horde mode, also from livestream with Steven on September 30th, courtesy of Ashes Wiki. So the key part there is before Horde mode. So I'm pretty excited because like Alpha 1, a lot of us are here. We're here for the MMO, not the BR, not the Castle Siege, not the Horde mode, the MMO. But these are all aspects, well, not all of them, but the Castle Siege and Horde mode are aspects of the MMO, so it's important for them to be able to test that. And the BR is an aspect of the Castle Siege, being able to see if the servers can handle X amount of people, being able to see if you can handle having X amount of people in one specific location as we're all running together to attack the castle or defend it, and these are all like looking at data spikes and things that slow down people's computers, things that are slowing down the game, things that are making things not feel natural. And I've seen a lot of improvement from the first time that they let us test the APOC. And I mean, just saying, it's night and day, pretty much. It's gotten smoother. I mean, as you could see, for those of you that joined us in the beginning, and I'll probably show it again in a little bit, but with Makinoji's riding a horse through the APOC, you can see that they've worked really hard on horse anatomy and the way it runs and the coerciveness part of it. Or coercive?
Cohesive?
Not the right word.
The cohesiveness?
The cohesiveness of it with the word. I'm like, hold on.
Either way, the end product is what you want, so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And if you're viewing that video also, even if you're playing APOC and you don't even see any of my videos and you're just hearing us talk, go to the beach, look at the water, look at the improvement they've made visually, and just on that piece of land itself. Like, it's so gorgeous. Also in the environment, I don't know if anyone else has noticed this, there are these groups of butterflies just flying around, like just there flying around, and it took me back a minute because I'm literally trying to escape someone from killing me, and I'm like, what's this? I thought they were flies or like specks. And I stopped, And there was a group of butterflies just flying around, and the detail on just that is amazing.
And then you got dead and had plenty of time to take a nice slow look at it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, look
You're
at
like,
that.
oh look, now I'm dead. Oh, and now I'm following the guy that killed me.
Yeah.
What if the butterflies are also trying to kill you? Ooh.
They probably are trying to kill
Ooh.
you because
I mean, it is APOC.
Right. To take it back to lore a little bit, it's like even probably the vegetation is trying to kill you too, because everything is touched by corruption at this point.
I was gonna say corrupted butterflies.
Right. You don't. Hey, anything's possible, right?
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna go on a little
Go for it.
journey.
Ready,
here.
set, go.
On a past stream that Steven did, one of the late night streams, he did give a little bit of lore about it's a lizard. It's a lizard mount or a lizard creature that's in the world. It has crystals on its back.
Okay.
So no one even asked. So it's basically like that meme, no one. And then Steven, he goes off on this rant. He's like, so the way he came up, the courier. So no, not the courier. It's a lizard. It looks like an iguana almost.
Everybody's like,
I don't even remember. There's crystals on its back. They're huge crystals.
I think I know which one you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's just maybe the Skull Runner. It's green. It's got crystals on its back. It's ugly. To me, it's ugly. But he went off on a rant about how he came up with the idea of it, and basically, they don't have digestive, so they don't poop.
Oh, right. I think I heard of this on the live stream.
So they don't poop. They secrete everything out through their backs, and their crystals. And essentially, the players will be able to come through and harvest those crystals off of these animals, and then the cycle repeats. And
I think it was Margaret. She's like, oh no, like we don't want to hurt them though, like that sounds bad. She's like, and his response was like, no, humanely.
Humanely.
Yeah. Tay, you might be right. I'm not entirely sure. Again, I'm an unreliable narrator.
Nice.
Yeah, there you go. That's
I think we're getting things confused because we thought the courier was the little like roly-poly looking cute little animal thing. So
yeah, that's the courier.
Is it the courier?
Yeah. I just remember that because I really was hesitant to go after the cosmetic because all we had were the this is what it might look like images, the little concept images.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I don't think I bought it. And then the actual 3D animation came out, and I said, I wish I bought that. That's friggin' adorable. I want one.
Same.
Speaking of new cosmetics.
So courier is kind of ingrained in my skull at this point.
So the inspiration, sorry, I left this part out. So the inspiration was the little bugs that are in your eye, and they don't have digestive tracts or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Off their bodies. That's what that's how he came up with that. So I want to be in his head.
Right. That's interesting.
Yeah.
This is a neat concept, and honestly, with him making like the D&D campaign based around all that stuff, he probably had plenty of time to just think of random stuff. Like, what can I think of to add into this?
Right. But on that topic, there are new monthly cosmetics out. The Shades Unseen, which you can see on the screen currently if you're watching us on Twitch or on YouTube. Otherwise, there's a link on the ashesofcreation.com under news. These look really cool. I remember last year's Halloween cosmetics and I was like, I don't know. And like these ones look amazing. Like that raven is a little bit both creepy and awesome all at the same time with the like numerous eyes on it. It kind of gives me a little bit of like Game of Thrones feeling mixed with like undead.
Yeah, see,
thinking the same thing.
Like last week or last month and this month are two of my favorites so far. Like as far as like entire packs, like I kind of want to buy everything here.
Yeah.
Even though, like someone else was saying, we don't know exactly what buildings are going to be allowed to be built on your freehold, let alone which building that one would replace. Like, is this something you would even use?
I love the potion though with the
What if it's a
snake wrapping
crafting
around
shed?
Right. I don't know. It looks like a temple. What if it's a temple for the god the god of wrath or something. Death.
The god of purple smoke.
Is it a
Steam
temple?
coming out of there. It looks like, I mean, it may be a bank vault. Who knows?
That was like a catacomb or something.
Could totally be a storage area,
crypt.
but
Yeah.
you just never know.
The little temple tomb, whatever that thing is, it's reminded me of, if anybody has ever seen the anime or read the manga, Overlord. It's
I've heard of
me,
it.
The crypt. What is it called? Anyway, I'm having a brain fart right now, but it reminds me the Tomb of Nazareth. That's what it's called. That's what it reminded me. Like you walk in, and it's like huge inside, and just opens up a throne room or something. You know, so many possibilities.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I just want to get one of those so I can put it on the property and just claim that is the dungeon
Right.
where the stolen or what was it, like murdered I'm losing words. Englishing is hard.
The undead children or whatever.
Yeah, the undead orphans. Yeah, the undead orphans.
That's the entry to the dungeon.
Oh,
it just like that just shows up out of nowhere, and then you just you have to go into it and just like explore, you know. I want the kitty. I want the kitty. Based on the description, it looks like it would replace your storage building. Yeah, actually, let's go ahead and do that. I'm gonna go ahead and scoot on down here to what that is. And I'll just briefly go over a little bit of the description. So it's a freehold building cosmetic skin. Countless vaults like these mark the underground passages beneath Vera, full of everything from history to scientific progress, and conversely, things that should have remained locked away, like those children. Regardless of the risk, adventurers from across the lands make their way into their depths, starving for riches. Others comb the ruins, looking to make the next discovery that could change the world. That sounds interesting. It kind of, you know what it almost thinks of? For me, it pulls up the imagery of like, it looks like a normal building on your freehold, but like you can go into it and like random like deep dive. Like a dungeon deep dive.
Yeah.
Or a deep dungeon, is that what they call it?
I think it's a deep dive.
I don't know.
Yeah, deep dungeon. But
like you know what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Like Tay is saying, storage building. I can see that as a storage building. Like you go in and then maybe it displays all of your weapons or your acolytes that you've won throughout the MMO. I don't know.
I want it to be a portal to the nearest underrealm.
Right.
Just step in there and it'll just be like a sideways elevator, just down and over. I'm there. And
the lion is a mount cosmetic skin.
I like the purple.
I do. It's really cool.
Like it's really, really nice.
Well, I saw a meme the other day and it cracked me up. And it's just the seeing the plague doctors on there reminded me of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and share it with everybody there too, because the plague docklings. Oh my god. Yeah. I think I saw the previous line, but I think this one looks way cooler. Yeah. But it's just it cracked me up. I've never seen anybody make a plague doctor be a cute thing. Right. But they did it.
So, on another note, I'm gonna go ahead and pop this up here. I don't know if I'm gonna get this because, level 50.
Level 50, yeah.
But, they had earlier in the month, by October 3rd, I believe it was the first Wednesday of October, you could have gotten that really cool dragon mount that we talked about last time. And they just announced this on the Monday, the September 30th, that if you get to level 50, you get this really cool armor look. So
yeah, I mean, a lot of people are complaining because it looks very basic and blah, but I mean, that helmet though,
I know, kind
of sets it off. Without the helmet, I could see it being kind of basic, but with the helmet, it's like, yeah, that's okay. It's a little bit more impressive now.
Yeah, I don't know, it's cool. The material, I like the drapiness of the material, like in some spots, especially on the guy's shoulder, the one that's closer to the girl, you can kind of see where like the fabric like stretched a little, or like it's drapey a little. I think it's cool.
Yeah.
Got to 50
yeah.
after plus 297 hours of playtime on
Yeah,
stream.
there was a whole
Yeah.
discussion about this. People did the numbers about it. Basically, you would, if you're not paying for levels, it's kind of a what is it called? False advertising. Because if you're a free player and you're trying to get to level 50, it would take you a certain amount of time, but then after that, you would still have to pay for levels to get to 50. Yeah, so I don't have all the numbers, but there's plenty of forum posts and there's a whole Discord thing about it. I am not going to get to 50. I'm only level like 21.
Yeah,
I don't
same.
have as much time to play.
Same.
Yeah, and those daily and whatnot quests are actually very key to being able to level, because it's 4,000 experience is like a third of a level a day based on
Yeah.
the dailies.
And
And
then,
if
sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, no worries. Go ahead.
And then they took down squads and duos. So squads and duos hasn't been up for like I think 2 days. I want to say.
That's been a little longer than that. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been down for a while, and there are a few quests where you have to revive players or you have to win a certain amount of squads and duos. So, yeah.
That's why I still have to outlive like 200 more people in solos. So
Mm-hmm.
And also
got
we
some
have
time in
the
solos.
teaming problem in solos.
Yeah, which they actually do have like
A
set up
report,
so
yeah.
that you can't. Yeah, you're not supposed to. So if you see somebody team against you and you are recording, because you know who's not,
Right.
just submit proof.
How do you get 1,400 and 1,800 experience per game in solo unless you're like killing everybody and becoming like the last person alive every time?
Right.
That's crazy.
Because I end up with, I mean, if I drop into a match and it has like 25 people and I end up being in like the top 5, I still only get like maybe 1,000.
600.
Something like
I get
that.
low. I get lower than that.
About the time alive. All right, I'm gonna start hiding under bridges.
Well, I've been alive like the top 5 or 4 almost every match because I don't fight. I just walk around and I film the world and I'm doing videos, or people attack me, I just run. So I'm like always top 4 or 5, and I get so few like XP points. So I don't understand.
All right, so I'm gonna go around and I'm gonna find all of the red armor, like polymorph, invisible, whatever. I'm gonna get me some blink boots, and that's all I'm gonna concentrate. I'm gonna find that stuff, and I'm just gonna go polymorph in the corner somewhere.
Polymorph is awesome. That's like my favorite to do.
Hide in a hole and make them find me.
Yeah. So
Nice.
there's a statue right next to the Elven City. It's one of the huge statues.
Mhm.
I'm probably gonna give this away, but there's a glitch in the shoulder, and it's not connected to the actual shoulder, like the armor piece, and you can hide underneath it.
Oh, geez.
Nice.
Yeah, and then just hide there till the match is over.
People aren't good enough to make use of their equipment. Right.
Nice. Yeah, I found like another little giveaway. I mean, there's the Underrealm. Almost every one of the entrances on like one side or the other, like the way the rocks are built, you can actually tuck and hide in there fairly well. If you crouch down, you can back really far in. And
Just
if
make sure
you're
you can
just
get out
running
later.
by, you really won't see the person hiding back there unless you're really looking for them.
Nice.
Oh, and then the mushroom area. Get on top of the highest.
Get on top of the mushroom. Yep.
Giving away all the secrets over here.
Yeah, just hide on the mushrooms. I did that one match, and I polymorphed on top of the mushroom, and like I was a crystal. Like there were 2 people fighting like in front of me. And I'm like, okay,
That's
I'll just
hilarious. You
stay-
polymorphed into a crystal on top of a mushroom.
Yeah, they didn't think anything of it. I'm like,
Oh, that's cool. That's a new version of a crystal. It's got mushrooms, or it's got crystals coming out of the mushroom.
yeah, like okay, this is normal, right?
Right.
Yeah, Tay, I saw one of your videos on that where you were just kind of like playing around with stuff, and that was your video, right? Up on I think you were on one of the bridges, and you like attacked the wall and like flowed right into it, and you were hiding actually behind the wall.
That's awesome. I saw one. I don't remember who put it up, so if you guys know, please make sure to credit them, or post the link if you can. Where like 4 people at the same time simultaneously hit polymorph.
Yes.
And then like 4 people ran past, like all 4 of them had no clue, and like the statues weren't even facing the right ways, and they were just like cracking up laughing the whole time.
I was in a match with one of the streamers. I can't remember his name. He polymorphed into a concrete statue in front of the keep. And literally no one saw him.
That's hilarious.
It was like bottom.
Yep,
5
that
or
statue
6.
was there yesterday.
And I'm like, I don't remember that statue being there, right? But then I got murdered, so I couldn't really see until someone attacked it. And I'm like, oh, that was a good while till they figured that out.
Okay, so to go back to like, I like the side there. I like talking about this kind of stuff. It's really cool. But to go back to the cosmetics things, because there's a lot that we need to cover. Because, whew, boy, I'm happy that there's a lot to cover. But going back to the cosmetics and the whole like tokens and things like that, currently Ashes of Creation Apocalypse is having a sweepstakes where if you log in, I believe every day between the 8th and the 13th at 9 p.m. PST, you get a chance to win a Night Hunter Griffin.
Yeah, MMORPG.com. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they have 200 Griffins to give away, and every day you log in gets you an extra entry.
Yes.
Here
They're valued at like $20 each.
Oh, never mind. You just put the link in there.
Yeah, I did. Sorry, I had that one ready to go. I was waiting to like guide it back. But if you want to help me out with this one, on a similar note, MMO Huts has a link where you can get a sword brand cloak. And
I think,
is that up already?
Yeah, well, no, they still had like 2 days ago. They still had like 900 codes left.
Yeah, it says total keys 1,500, remaining 957.
Yeah, I mean, I think pretty much everybody who's really interested in that stuff probably already has it by now.
Yeah, just
but
for those of you just now catching up, you know.
Mm-hmm. And there are also several other streamers. I know Simmer, and Simmer and the Ashen Herald, Daedalus. They actually have codes too. So if you guys don't watch, regularly, you watch them, maybe just hit them up, and I'm pretty sure they have extra stuff.
Yeah, because they're cool.
Lots of places to win her stuff.
Yeah.
Speaking of winning stuff, Ashes just codes are being used as a type of Rickroll, right? Ashes just announced that they are doing their Halloween competition. And it's the Glorious Gourds contest. So you can win prizes from Corsair, which, let's just say, Virtek and I have some stuff from Corsair, and we approve.
Yes.
I think a couple of my fans are from Corsair, and I like their stuff a lot. I'm not at all like I wish I was sponsored by them, but I'm not at all. But like I just a fan of their products,
Asus, Corsair, Cooler Master. Those guys want to sponsor us, by all means. Feel free. Just reach on out to us.
Use this code for an extra non-game.
Yeah.
That would be cool though.
But yeah, so basically, can you carve or create the most wicked pumpkin? Enter our Ashes of Creation Glorious Gourd contest, and you could win a thrilling peripheral prizes provided by Corsair. So the way you enter is you visit the official entry thread on the Ashes of Creation forums, which I'll go ahead and get that link thrown in there. There you go. And from there, you'll need to create an Intrepid account. How to win. Put a golden feather on the pumpkin and say, check it out, it's Ashes related, just like our streams. Nice.
I like it.
I was actually thinking of doing something like that because we went to the pumpkin patch today. I don't know if you guys can see back here, but I have a cosplay that I just got and I'm like super proud of it. And it's a witch, and so it's like perfect Halloween stuff. But I was looking at one of those pumpkins being like, I wish I knew how to carve pumpkins really well, because I would like to put like the golden feather and like a little feather on there. But I'm not very good at any of that at all.
Cannot art.
No,
Cannot
can't art. But they always have a submission placard. Usually it has at Ashes of Creation or Apocalypse or something on there. And then you have to like hold it and take a photo of it, you know, just to prove.
Yeah.
You can also do a digital entry. So like check out more of this.
Yeah, Z's gonna be a. She's gonna be a top
no, Z's already like you see that? You see that? That's the response of an evil genius.
That means already completed 2 projects, trying to work on a 3rd one to see which one turns out better. That's what that lap is all about.
Yes, and they also have like information on what the grand prize is, the gorgeous prize, which is the most creative or beautiful, and the glorious prize, the most original or epic. So there's 3 different tiers that you could possibly win from. So check that out if you're interested. I know I'm interested in seeing the results. I made a Halloween costume that was ready. Aww.
Oh, well, hey.
The problem with I have with the digital entry, it sounds like we have to use the template instead of doing our own art. Yeah. Let me come back up here and read through it real quick. So digital entry, download our digital glorious gore template here. Create your masterpiece either by printing the template and using physical media or by filling it in digitally. Okay, yeah. Be sure to include your forum display name at the top and upload it to the official forum entry thread. So yeah, you would have to use specifically their layout, but it's still something kind of cool, something nifty to see and experience. I'm just excited for Halloween in general. It's my favorite time of year personally. I mean, not just because I like to cosplay, but because like people will decorate their houses. It's almost as much as I like Christmas, but like you have the spooky and then you have the cute, you know? Like, oh, that looks cute, or oh, that looks awesome. Like, I love it when people coordinate their lights with music. If you've ever wanted to see something interesting, I recommend looking up Trans-Siberian Orchestra Christmas lights. So
I'm the opposite of you. I love Halloween, but I'm a Scrooge. I absolutely hate Christmas. I hate everything about Christmas. Like,
forget you, Christmas.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Christmas. I just like the gathering the family part of it. Outside of that, I've never really understood why Christmas starts like in October and doesn't end until like February.
Point in case, we went to get me a broom for my cosplay. There's already Christmas trees and Christmas lights up everywhere. I'm like, it's not even Halloween yet. Come on.
Yeah.
So
I already have all the Christmas stuff out for. That's the only thing that makes it just bother me, and it just sours me. Is every year it gets earlier. Here soon there really is going to be like Christmas in July, and it's going to be a thing that everybody celebrates because that's when Christmas trees are going to go on sale.
Right.
Prepare for Christmas. Get your trees now, and then they're gonna be still in people's houses until May, and they're gonna only have June off. June's gonna be the only non-Christmas month.
Yeah. Right. Well, I guess I get to celebrate Christmas during my birthday. Woo.
Enjoy.
But a cool thing that kind of happened recently, and Virtek and I were able to catch it a little bit a few weeks, like I think last week, was Steven has started to stream the game occasionally on the Ashes of Creation Twitch channel. And this is tons of engagement with middle to bigger streamers. I've seen Twitter messages out there with like Ninja seems interested, Asmongold seems interested.
Was it Tim the Tap Man or something?
Yeah, Tim the Tap Man. I thought it was Tim the Tap Man.
Yeah, I forget the first part. I just remember Tap Man.
Sorry.
I just remember Tap Man.
Yeah, pretty much. But
yeah, as far as the cosmetics, I seriously, I have nothing bad to say about any of them this month. I really honestly want to buy them all. Can't afford to buy them all, but I want to buy them all.
But like, you know, death driving you around, that sounds pretty awesome for the spooky season.
Like, this month makes me kind of wish that like buying in on like a royalty package gave like a 20 or 50% discount on further purchases before the game launches. That would be pretty nice.
I'm over here watching Makinoji trying to get up this hill. Like, you can do it. I believe in you. Don't let it kill you.
You can do it, buddy. You can do it.
But yeah, no, like I think it looks super awesome. I like this so much more than last year's. It's way more spooky, I guess, interesting, you know.
And if you have the Necromancer pack,
Yeah,
right?
the Necromancer.
You can combine it with this one and be extra spooky.
Why are you making me want to buy all this stuff even
Very
more?
necro. Yep. Hey, theater.
Ah.
Yeah, very, very, very necro indeed.
But yeah, last month and this month have been 2 months where I wanted to buy everything. And last month I know I couldn't. This month I'm going to try. I think I might put in a couple hours overtime just so I can buy everything. And not feel guilty. Like, oh, I should be paying bills with this. No, I'm just going to work extra. Because I kind of need this stuff.
I mean, it is really nice looking, so. Before we end up getting into our final segment, I did want to say, hey, Makinoji, how's the weather over there for you?
It's getting cold.
Getting cold? I hate cold. Where do you live? Is it somewhere there's snow?
I'm in Texas.
What? Texas is cold?
Right now?
I'm trying to move to Texas. I don't want to be cold.
No. You don't understand. See, like this whole summer has been 90 above.
Oh, so like now
And
it's like
with,
70s-ish, so it seems colder.
With like 10,000 humidity, like.
Ooh.
So we get like 3 days of cool weather. I'm like, yes, I'm bringing out the little cocoa mug and my sweaters and my jacket. Yeah.
Nice.
And then you put it away very shortly after.
Yeah, and then it's supposed to be like Sunday, 90 degrees. Like, okay, cool.
Yeah. See, that reminds me of I was living down in Florida near Miami, and it was I thought it was great. I mean, summer for like a month was murderous, and you just stay inside and don't really go outside very much. But you can if you need to, and you won't die. Like, it's 0 degrees out in the north.
Yeah.
You're just gonna get a little sweaty, and that's good enough. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the winters were amazing because it would get down to like 60, 65 at the coldest. So on my birthday in February, I could walk outside in the middle of the night in my flip-flops and shorts and go to the outdoor pool and hang out there and stare at the stars. It was just fine.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm a night owl. If I don't have to be outside for anything, I don't, because I hate the heat. I just melt. Yeah.
But the reason why I'm talking about weather is Biomes. That's this week's Dev discussion series, or this month. I don't remember which one they're doing, but you can check it out over on the forums, and they want to know what are your favorite and least favorite biomes, either in-game or as far as like what's prettier, what biome just needs to please go away, like no more deserts, for example. For me, no more snow, but like that's in a personal situation. In a game, I'm okay with any biome as long as it's like as long as I personally am not cold, I'm good.
Yeah. And after seeing your sweater, I keep trying to alternate between giving you a nickname of NASA-Noji or Macanasa. I don't know which one to call you, but yeah, there's a like in the notes I was making about today, I accidentally typoed Maskinoji, and I'm like,
Yeah, I
yeah,
saw
typo, but I'm leaving it.
Yeah,
Like, okay, you're fine.
that works.
But
Sure enough.
But yeah, like what's your favorite biome? Like, not necessarily in the APOC, but if you're wandering through a game, which ones do you remember most fondly as far as just the biome itself?
Me or?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're our guest.
Okay, so I'm gonna answer this first from past experience.
Okay.
When I first started doing MMO gaming, I played everything on a laptop. Okay.
Oh no, I used to
And
do the same.
the worst biome ever was any snow area that the snow was actually falling, because my computer would just slow down to like a really slow creep and then blow up. So I hated those types of areas, but as I started getting more into PC and actually getting a better computer, my favorite biome now as a gamer would have to be the island biome. I love seeing all the different types of just plants and colors and beaches.
I agree.
I love that type of biome because you can literally go from like, depending on what game it is, you could go from one side of the island to the other, and you would have a mix of fauna and terrain. You know, so it was always so beautiful to me. My least, well, I already said my least, but my second favorite would probably be snow without snowfall.
Yeah.
No deserts.
Just the
snow laying on the ground.
I'm with Chibi as well. You know, no deserts.
Yeah, no, I've actually, and because it didn't really exist in any other game I'd played before, I kind of have to just give it this one, and that's like the Underrealm in APOC. It's only a tiny little space, but I really like how well it was put together.
For now.
So that's become a favorite.
Space.
But yeah, we'll see when it gets really large. But outside of that, like I know I've always liked going into a game that has a really large, spacious castle type setting. It's not necessarily a biome per se, but it's almost a biome in itself when they make them really large, but multiple levels and like hidden caves and whatnot below them, and entrances and exits and little hidden areas that you can find if you're, jump behind the right crumbled wall and that type of thing.
Right.
I really enjoyed when games do that and they spend the time on it, because you know that these people are building it out of love, because if they hide a spot well enough, somebody won't see it for like years because they just won't think to look in a certain place. That I truly enjoy.
Yeah, and I agree. My favorites in general are like anything that has a unique feel to it, like especially in a game where I can go in and be like, wow, I don't think I've ever seen anything like this, or something that's like especially pretty. I was obsessed with the new expansion of Final Fantasy in the area where they had like these luminescent kind of things everywhere, and some of it was under the water, so like during the day it was pretty, but like when it got to evening to nighttime when the lights were shining through like the water, I was just like, oh, it's so pretty. Like, yeah, anything that stops and makes me want to just stare, I like.
Right.
Yeah
like get caught up in that moment. I think that's our goal.
Currently I'm playing Elder Scrolls online.
Oh, nice.
My two favorite zones are Cold Harbor because it's dark, there's ash falling everywhere, and the water is this beautiful, well, it's not even water, it's plasma, so it's like soul plasma. It's like souls that make the water. It's weird. And then there's another zone, River Helm, I believe, so it's basically like this decrepit, like very eerie, depressing type of zone. The trees have like scattered ruins everywhere, and there's vampires and zombies everywhere.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I like those zones.
Sounds terrifying.
They have personality.
Yeah. Tay says this topic just made me remember an amazing volcanic area in a game.
Ooh.
We need like a frozen snowy area with volcanic activity and hot springs. Ooh.
Yeah, I definitely like
cool.
that. That sounds like it could be one of those areas that we're talking about where you disturb a dragon and it comes down after exploding out of its lair.
Ooh,
Right.
thumbs up from Chibi.
Yeah. It's like the part in the Hobbit movie where he's going in to meet Smaug.
Yeah.
And there's like that huge underground fortress or whatever. It's got gold everywhere and dragons in the middle.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's just like layers and layers of steps. Like, it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
But speaking of snowy areas with volcanic activities, so what's your take on one of the big hot buttons as far as weapons go? There was an update, a hot fix, if you will, on the 1st of October that nerfed the potion launcher. Its clip size and damage were reduced, but it's still kind of soul crushing when it hits you. It's almost like when those start hitting the ground, because I've had games where I don't see one of them hit the ground, and then the very next one there's like 7 of them on my path alone.
Oof.
But when those things start getting whipped out towards the end of the match, it's insane. You get like 4 people all firing just potion launchers.
Yeah. I think before that hot fix, I think it's people get wind of what's a best in slot, kind of. So
Yeah.
that's why you start to see everyone with potion launchers. Just
See,
at the
I
end.
only got a potion launcher so I could destroy buildings and shit. Just saying.
Same. And I was really excited, not because I could kill people with the book now, but because I could destroy stuff
You
with
can
the
level
book
an
now.
entire building with that book.
Because like before, the book and the potion launcher were just like night and day. Of course, you're gonna take the potion launcher to blow up a building. It took
Right.
less time.
Right.
Yeah, so my take on it is the fact that I'm pretty terrible with the bows. Not gonna lie, I'm pretty terrible with the bows. The crossbow I seem to have a little bit better luck with. The wand somewhere in the middle of the two. But with the book and the potion launcher, I can actually hit people at range. So I kind of got in
What do you think about the wand?
the wand. I like using that as a range weapon because it's like an instant like phew, and it feels better than the bow does. But you know what? I hate being on the receiving end of the little light beam.
Same.
And the reason why is not because I can't hide, because I get that part, but I can't see stuff.
Anything.
Is a nice word. Yeah, I can't see anything. So it's like it's a darkness that sticks on you for like what, 15 seconds or something stupid like that. And you just can't see anything in the middle of your view. Everything on the outside, sure, you can. If you're trying to aim all the way to the right, you're golden. You just gotta hope that that's the nice way to say it. Yeah, if you have a potion launcher, yeah, sure. You see somebody hanging out here, just turn, fire, turn. But if you're trying to actually be accurate, you're gonna die. You can't hit me.
Yeah.
Or I can't anyway. Maybe somebody else can.
Yeah, I always carry a potion launcher with me now, because I like to go invisible, and then I'll sneak up on somebody, and then blast them in their back.
Nice.
And then obviously I'll take some damage too, but then I'll run off.
My favorite things are like, okay, so in the world of Chibi, not because I'm trying to win, because I can never actually win a game. I think I might have won once, and I was lucky because it was back when like their first testing squad, and I was like, oh look, I survived, guys. Like that's the kind of player I am. But like in the world of Chibi, my favorite thing to do is grab the polymorphic, the blink boots, the wand, a book, I think there was the Aegis of Invisibility, where you can like the sword made you invisible. Or was it the shield?
It was a chess piece.
Yeah.
A chess piece. Okay, well there was something else that I could pick up, or I don't know, but I like to go back and forth between the breastplate of like the polymorph and then the invisibility, and just use invisibility to get somewhere, change to polymorph, and then like blow up a building and then polymorph, because I know that's gonna give my area away, but then just like watch people run past me. Except one time I thought I was gonna be super sneaky and attack somebody, and I started attacking them with a wand and then polymorphed right after, and they saw me, so I popped out a polymorph, tried to hit them with like the book, and I ended up getting myself, and I was just like fail.
Just can't win.
No. Those are life easy though.
I always like when people are trying to attack me, but they don't realize I'm not going to attack you back. I'm going to run out a window and then fly off.
Pretty much.
So they kind of just stand there and go, wait, what happened?
I think the last
Where'd you go?
The last game I played, somebody was trying to attack me, and then there was also the red coming, so I turned and I started like attacking the crap out of the wall next to me, just trying to get out of the house, and then I blinked and I like took off, and there was just like one moment I'm like there just trying to like get potions like organized, and someone's like attacking me, and I'm just like nope.
If you go to Stone Harbor, in one of the houses there's like 3 chests in the ceiling. So I'm always there destroying the wall, like the ceiling, and then jumping in there. And I always hear people running through the house, so I just hide there. And sometimes they'll give you a potion launcher, and I'll wait till they're in the same room and just look down, because they never look up.
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Not everybody's gonna look up in every building.
Yeah,
Right.
just like walking around. Dude, there's nothing here. Okay, let's see.
Nice.
But as we are closing this, I would ask you guys to stick with us, because I'm gonna do something that we don't really get to do very often, and I'm gonna raid somebody. And Virtek, if you would like to explain who we're raiding.
Yeah, so link going in the chat there. D Phantom TV ended up posting something that sounded like fun. Kind of keeps engagement with the BR, and if nothing else, it might be fun to watch. He's going to be putting on little mini games, so to say, every Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific, which is at the end of our stream. So,
AKA right now.
yeah. But they're basically going to end up choosing a category of type of game, and then apparently there's a lot of other games within that each category. They're going to roll a die to figure out what game they're going to play. Everybody who wants to be involved can jump into his Discord, which I'll drop a link in chat here as well. Mm-hmm. And everybody's going to queue up at once and go in, and it's going to be a lot of silly stuff like only use this type of weapon, or only do this type of thing, or everybody meet in this one place. And there's actually a good variety of games there, to be honest. But as it starts off at 6, if nothing else, to get a taste of what's going to be happening, we can at least jump in, raid the channel, and check out at least a video of what they're going to be doing, because he's going to be doing it live on stream every Friday. So
right. And before we go, though, definitely want to say thank you so much, Makinoji, for joining us, and for this awesome background music that we're using, and your awesome fan art that was picked.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here. I
No,
always
definitely.
like coming here.
And you're more than welcome to come back. We're looking forward to seeing some of those videos that you have coming out. And if you guys know anybody else who also does content creation, maybe they aren't noticed by Intrepid, but we want to notice them. We want to see what you guys are doing. We want to see funny clips, funny failures, epic moments, like I was saying before. But do you want to join us, Makinoji, in raiding D Phantom?
I do,
okay.
But I have to dip out.
Okay, that's fair. That's
like
fair.
5 seconds because I gotta go eat.
That's fair.
No
That's
worries.
fair.
Food is king. I mean, I still have my plate over here with some food that I didn't finish eating before the stream. So
I'm gonna go ahead and start this raid. Say Golden Feather raid or something with like whatever emote you've got.
All right. Yeah. Well, as we're gonna be dipping out later on, thanks everybody for your time. Thank you for joining us.
Bye.